Omoyele Sowore, in a tweet on the 6th of September 2020, had called for a nationwide protest, asking Nigerians who are lovers of freedom to come out and protest against misdeeds of the current administration. We are on the street to ask Nigerians what they think about the protests.
Well, it depends on the dimension the protest will take. If it is the type that is accepted within the democratic setting, why not? It depends on how it's going to be conducted, because protest, as it were, is one of the attributes of democracy, and at the same time, the reason behind the protest and how the protest will be carried out. These are the fundamental issues that will be ascertained before I make any statement towards that.
Okay, well, in a very, very sane climb, protest is not out of place, especially if you know for what cause you are protesting. And again, as much as you want to protest for a just cause, we don't just hit the street and then begin to protest for every cause.
Our founding fathers fought for the Civil War, and now somebody who did not serve our nation is just a journalist, and he calling himself as a freedom fighter, and now he's agitating for revolution. I'm not in support entirely. Why? Because I'm a Nigerian. I'm ready to die for Nigeria. Anybody want to break for Nigeria, we are no support.
Masses are suffering for the increment of everything, and nothing is easy in the market. Fuel costs, food costs, everything is in short, it's unbearable. It's unbearable. I'm in support of it, at 100% support of it, because if we continue keeping quiet like this, it's likely that the country will go to era. So I support the protest.
Because when you're talking about revolution, it's a mechanism anyway. There's nothing wrong with being a revolution on the protest, but have the aftermath of it.
You know, a revolution is a concept, it's an idea, it's an ideology. You can have positive revolution and negative revolution.
Well, in a very, very sane climb, protest is not out of place, especially if you know for what cause you are protesting. And again, as much as you want to protest for a just cause, we don't just. We could remember vividly that sometimes in 2012, when there was a hike in the price of fuel, Nigerians hit the street to protest that particular hike. And at the end of the day, I think a result was achieved. And only recently, you and I are aware that there is a hike in the prices of fuel and that of electricity tariff. I think is another viable venture. The people should, if the people are quite against this, it is not a harm for people to hit the street and actually come up with a protest if it is actually going to solve the problem. Because that is what happens in very, very sane society. People always demonstrate their unpleasantly about a particular cause by going to the street. But again, it must be a non-violent process.
There is some focus because of the corruption they have done in the past government, and even in this government is affected of the corruption of in the past. So this problem we have seen, let's sit down, call our youth, our elite, let's sit down and find our way out for Nigeria. It's not in the way of revolution.
Yes, it's a welcome development, because if we keep quiet, more and more will happen. Something that more than this thing will happen in this country.
When you talk about it taking place in the climb we have in Nigeria here, people may capitalize on it, and talking about the street of shame, we also hijack it. That is the fear of the masses. If it is orderly organized, why not? You see people intellectual, they go about it, they embrace it. But the fear is, what if the street of shame, take advantage of it and hierarchy and that's the thing. But if not, other than that, it's a welcome development. We just have to speak. When situation is not good and it's not auspicious, and then what do? We go about it in a revolutionary manner.
In a human being, there must be an idea of change, improvement, increase, development. It's insatiable in human being. Human being want development, want increase, want to see change, want to see things better for them in life.
Protest ordinarily normally brings about a change, a positive change, that is in a sane climb, but not in Nigeria, because protest hasn't really changed anything in this country. So I don't think this one is going to be any different from the others.
It is it's an inalienable right of any citizen to protest against anything that he or she feels is not good to him or her. And then at the end of the day, or in the process, possibly the authority or the power that be should now make some inquiries concerning such protest, whether it is what they should attend to.
So they have to be a mass to support the protest so that government will sit up.
Yeah, definitely. In Lagos, I attend such things at the Memorial Park there, but here, I don't know. If the crime is okay, why not? I can't. Definitely, I can't.
So of course, but if it is antagonistic, destructive, then I don't buy it.
I don't see the protest as what we really need in Nigeria now. Yeah. We need is not just coming out out of the street to protest. I think what we need is going inward ourselves, and then taking charge of these governments, taking charge during elections. We come out and protest after elections, and then during elections we are giving 5,000, 10,000, and then we sell our conscience, we sell our votes. So that's the protest we need.
For every cause. For instance, we could remember vividly that sometimes in 2012 when there was a hike.
If I get to understand the reason for the protest, and it is something that I know that should be protested for, why not? I'm a Nigerian, and all of us are co-owners of this country.